Good morning.
Morning, ma'am. Good morning.
Ready for the seminar? Who all are taking today? Amal, Raina, you also got a topic, no?
Yeah, some more also my PowerPoint got stuck.
Then who else? Only Amal is there. Yeah, Mike. And belated birthday wishes. Live to Mike. Elvina, you are taking?
No, ma'am.
Where are the seminar people then? Sneha is taking, no? No? Am I hallucinating? Who was taking the eating disorder topic? Hmm? Meghna? One was Meghna, no? The other one? Amal?
Sana was there.
Sana was there. Okay. Which was your topic, Amal?
About cocaine.
Cocaine. The last one, right? Okay, fine. Reina, yours?
Alcohol.
Alcohol. And heroin? Whose topic was that? Sneha's. Okay, fine. Yes. So before we begin the seminar, tell me, with any presentation, any kind of presentation, what do you expect? Or from the student's perspective, how do you expect the presenter to convey the facts to you? Or which are the methods through which you understand better? Let it be any presentation, the seminar, or me teaching you, or some other teacher teaching you, or you attending some other conference or seminar or anything. Which are the factors that helps that presentation to be successful? Successful in the sense the audience should understand what the presenter is trying to convey. Even the minute factors matter, isn't it? So, what are the things? Let's discuss that, and then we'll start with the formal presentation. Hmm. Tell me something.
Or in my case,
Hmm.
I would like to see pictures of you. So through that, I remember it for a long time, whatever the topic is.
Hmm. Through
Then,
pictures. So
yeah,
pictures matter. Then.
and the way the person speak.
Hmm.
If the person is speaking in a single and the same tone,
Tone.
it will sound so boring. So,
And you'll fall asleep.
yeah.
Or you'll be transported to some other world. That will happen. Obviously, yes. Then others, add more points. At least tell me your experience and your perspective. Yes, Alvina.
By making other people understand, it will also never forget.
Hmm. Okay. Then.
Then all of a sudden, if you see so many points on the board, you will feel that so difficult. You can't get it. I can't complete it. So it would be nice if there could be simple points on the board and more explanation with more daily life examples, so we could relate it.
Yes. So instead of information overload, you need the minimalist method, isn't it? Yes. Minimalism is trending now in teaching also. Okay, then. What else? Everybody speak up. How do you understand well, or what are the factors that help to understand well? You don't have to take somebody else's perspective. No, tell me from your perspective. You're students now, so you can relate to it.
Through writing for me.
Writing?
in writing all the points, like
Hmm.
not by continuously writing and studying.
You have to say, I'm asking from the side of the presenter. Like you're being a student, like if it is a teacher or some other presenter, guest lecturer or someone coming and presenting some topic in front of you, and what are the factors that will help you to grasp the topic more from the side of the presenter? For example, she told about the tone of the voice tone. Suppose if I am speaking in a monotone, you will not be able to sustain your attention for a very long time because you will feel bored. You lose interest in the topic. You will think of something else because I'm speaking in a monotonous voice. Like that, small factors matter, isn't it? That's what I'm asking about. For example, I'll tell you, voice should be clear. The voice of the presenter should be clear. If I talk like and it's not did you understand anything? No. So if the presenter is standing in front of you and talking as if the person is murmuring, then obviously the audience will not understand anything. And otherwise they'll find it very difficult to understand something. That is one point. So like that, think of points that can enhance the presentation. That will, suppose, imagine you are writing a guideline book that you are going to give to a presenter, and that helps 101 ways to give a good presentation. We are co-authoring that book. What all will you write in that book? That's the question actually. We got so many points: use of pictures, then just a minute. Yes. So what were we talking about? Related. What were we talking about? Yes, the points. The tone. We got that point. The voice tone. It should not be monotonous. There should be voice modulations in between. That is especially for small children. When I teach, I can really relate to that because I have to raise my voice in between. Listen, I'll shout, and then they'll be like, what, where is ma'am? They'll be searching. It's like that. We have to modulate our voices if we have to grab their attention. That is one point. Then, as I told you, volume and clarity of the sound or the voice matters. And she told about the pictures also. There are visual learners, so for them, pictures matter a lot. Pictures, videos, things like that. Then, what all points can you add to that?
Actually, I have an experience. Like
Hmm.
when some teachers teach, they'll screenshot. So I have to write down the points. They'll be explaining the points. So I have to listen the points. And at the same time, in between, they'll be asking questions.
Yes.
So actually, I'll be multitasking, and I find it so difficult. And after the class, I won't even remember what was taught in the class.
Yeah,
So
so
it
that is
it
a problem. I can
feels
understand. It's like divided attention happens. If we see from the psychological perspective, the attention that we are attention is we are focusing on something, right? That attention is being divided into different tasks like listening, writing, and also you're trying to answer. So that involves problem solving also. So you're dividing your attention to all these things, and then so the quality of attention that you give to each particular task will be small. That is a problem. Yes, I agree. Then please switch on your videos so can. Now, Amal, can you tell me any one point that you have noticed? No.
Ma'am, the person should explain the content well. I some think was like it will be misleading or
Yeah, like if the person starts at one point, the person should not end at another point, isn't it? Yes. The person should talk about the same thing, not telling stories and going far away and finally losing the point. I at times I lose point, but somehow I manage to come back to the point. Anyways, then what else? And if we have to explain not explain, describe a particular topic very confidently to others, then what should we do before that? We have to know something about that, isn't it? Yes. So for that, collection of information is very important. Hmm? That is one thing. We have to increase our knowledge based on that, based on whatever topic that we are presenting. Then.
Making like taking time and understand them.
Understanding whatever you're going to present. Yes, then only the others will understand whatever you are presenting. Then, what about the body language of the presenter? How would you like your presenter to be in front of you? Very shabbily dressed and very gloomy like this and very dizzy in the morning? Speak up.
Needs to be very positive,
Positive in the sense?
very calm, happy, smiley face.
Calm, happy, smiling face. Then add more points. Did any of the other subject teachers start the seminar? Which subject?
Passion.
Fashion, fine. Then
Better teacher-student conversations. Like if the teacher is discussing about a topic, it would be nice if the teacher could ask more points from the students itself, like trying to share that experience.
just
So
like we are doing now.
yeah.
Okay. Then then that's all.
Starting
Finish.
the class with a smile.
Starting the class with a smile. That's very important. I usually we had a teacher. She was very beautiful. Okay, when we studied, when I did my graduation, she's a very beautiful, very charming person. But she's having. She's not having a particular smile on her face whenever she enters the class. It was her first week, and she was not used to teaching these big students, and I think it was her first time or so. Hmm? And she asked a feedback from student side, and the point that I wrote in the feedback was, the class is really good, ma'am, but please keep a smile when you come to the class. And from the next day onwards, each and every time she sees her, she smiles. She has a very beautiful smile, but I don't know if she is nervous or not. Somehow she didn't smile during the first week.
Even I had the same experience like that. The
What?
teachers was very beautiful. She takes but without smiling, I don't know. With no
There'll be a friction if there is an absence of smile, no, between the teacher and the students.
teacher
Yes.
is very teacher is very beautiful. That's like, yeah, ma'am. But way she takes the classes like yelling at us.
Okay. Then, Ashish, did you understand what is happening here? No. Can anybody explain to him? Sneha, explain to him what is happening here.
He talked about how a presenter should present a PPT, that what attracts the audience, then the listeners, then um, We talked about pizza. It's nice.
That's all. Understood, Ashish? Okay. Now you add your points. I came late, no? Not a punishment, still. You had a class before? Politics, economics. Which one?
Politics.
Politics. Okay. Hmm. Ashish, when do you understand the most? When the teacher presents, not the teacher, don't consider teacher alone, any presenter. Like it might be for a conference, it might be for seminar, it might be for a meeting, whatever it may be, a presenter is there in front of you. And what are the chances that, or what are the things that makes you understand better? That helps you to understand the topic that the presenter is presenting better, in a better way. We talked about the clarity and tone of the sound, usage of pictures, then body language of the presenter. Then the presenter should know more about the topic that he or she is presenting. Okay, these many topics we discussed already. Can you add a few points from your own experience? Others also think and add few more points.
Use of fluent words.
Use of
Fluent words.
fluent words, yes. And it's better to reduce jargons. Jargons means technical terms. For example, you are sitting in the psychology class for the first time, and I'm talking about alogia and schizophrenia, then hallucination, delusions, persecution, delusion of reference, and all. And I'm not explaining those terms, I'm just using those terms in my language. So that becomes a jargon. Jargons means technical terms of that particular field. And in terms of engineering, they might have engineering jargons. In terms of biology, they might have biology jargons, like that. So it's better to reduce jargons and talk in language that is common to the presenter as well as the audience. Okay, that is another thing that is important. Then,
Adding more examples which is relating to the reality.
yeah, daily life examples, they are really helpful, especially if it is particular to the audience. That will be more helpful. Like if you go to a very rich community in India and talk about malnutrition and poverty and climate change and all, they won't be able to relate. But at the same time, if you are going to Africa and you are going to a community where they are facing malnutrition and climate changes and all those stuff, then they'll be able to relate to that. So the concept that we are presenting should be relevant to the audience also. Yes. Then, what about the
Try
speed of talk? Just a minute. Speed of talk, speed of presentation.
Not very slow, but
Not
moderate.
very slow, not very fast. It should be an optimum level. We all know that, isn't it? Yes. I had a friend, she used to present really well, but she used to go like an express train. And me and my other friend, we used to signal her, stop, stop, slow, slow, slow. And she like slow. And then she'll again go fast, we'll show slow, slow. Things friends do for each other, no? Then, what were you going to tell me, Aishwarya?
try not to be too strict or too rude to the students. So
Hmm.
being friendly can also make the students mind. about the teacher and the subject.
Okay. Then, any more points? Shall we start? We'll start then. So keep all these points when you present something, not only here, but from now on you will have to present various things to various type of audience. Sometimes it will be in front of your family to present something of your interest. Like there might be a stage in life where you have to present in front of all the family members about your own personal life. It might be related to your career, it might be related to your relationship, it might be related to your job, it might be related to your major turning points in life. There also you will need these presentation skills to convince them. Okay, so you will have, I mean, from this stage, after you finish your the 12th grade, you will come across many situations where you have to present something of your own in front of an audience. It might be related to your academics, might be seminars and presentations like we have now at school. It might be um, like, you never know, we might see some of you on television presenting something. You never know. Or maybe in social media, or maybe somewhere. But you will need these skills. Okay, so keep these points in mind and then do all the things. And another thing that I would like to tell you, whenever you present something, just think that you are the person who knows the best about that topic. That will try to reduce your anxiety a lot. Especially for those who have a lot of anxiety, social anxiety, please make sure that you read about that topic so much and you convince yourself that you're the person who knows the best about that topic. Okay, and I can assure you that it works a lot because it has worked for me. Okay, I was a person with a lot of social anxiety, really a lot. My knees would shiver if I even imagined about going in front of an audience. And can you imagine I'm standing in front of you and talking like this? I didn't think that I would do this. Okay, so all the best for everyone. We'll start with the feeding and eating disorders. Who's taking that? Sana. Sana, you ready? Sana, are you facing any network issue? Please let me know through the chat box, otherwise we cannot proceed.
I'm ready.
You're ready.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you hear her? Very feeble sound.
Can you hear now?
Can you hear her? I can hear in a very low voice. Can you all hear her?
Very low voice, ma'am.
Very low voice, dear. Can you check your audio device once more? Amal, what happened? Nothing. You feel so impatient today. What happened? Amal, is there any problem? No. Are you all right? Okay.
Ma'am, can you hear now?
Ah, much better, I think. Yes. Do you have a PowerPoint?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you can share. I have enabled screen sharing. So listen
Today I'm
carefully
going
to
to take
just a minute, just a minute. Listen carefully for to whatever she's presenting. Okay. You can ask questions, and Sana can also ask questions to them. We can discuss topics, no problem. Even if you don't know the answer, no problem. You tell don't know. That's it. Don't get nervous for that. Fine. Okay. Start.
Today I'm going to tell about a disorder called anorexia nervosa. The eating disorder characterized by an abnormally low body weight, an intense fear of gaining weight, and a distorted perception of weight. People with anorexia place a high value on controlling their weight and shape, using extreme efforts that tend to significantly interfere with their lives. To prevent weight gain or to continue losing weight, people with anorexia usually severely restrict the amount of food they eat. They may control calorie intake by vomiting after eating or by misusing laxatives and diet aids. They may also try to lose weight by exercising excessively. No matter how much weight is lost, the person continues to fear weight gain. Anorexia, like other eating disorders, can take over your life and can be very difficult to overcome. But with treatments, you can gain a better sense of who you are, return to healthier eating habits, and reverse some of anorexia's serious complications. Um, the person with this disorder thinks that they are uh, they're having high body weight, but in reality they'll be thin. No matter how much, uh, they won't eat food, thinking that they are fat, and they'll exercise intensively to thinking that they are fat. And the physical signs and symptoms of anorexia may include extreme weight loss or not making expected developmental weight gains, thin appearance, hair that thins, breaks, or falls out, dizziness or fainting, dry or yellowish skin, intolerance of cold, low blood pressure, swelling of arms or legs, insomnia, dehydration, fatigue. Then not maintaining healthy weight, extreme fear of weight gain, continuous dieting, excessive and compulsive exercising, being obsessed with diets, calories, etc., very restricting of what they eat, avoiding food or denying hunger, developing rituals regarding food are the signs of anorexia in teens. Uh, that's all.
Can you explain those symptoms? Hmm? That
Uh, af-
signs and symptoms in teens. You can share the screen once more. Just take each point and then
the signs and symptoms are
Hmm.
uh, extreme weight loss
Hmm.
or not meeting developmental weight goals.
Hmm.
They'll be very skinny, and their weight will be so less.
Hmm.
Uh, then thin appearance, they'll be so very thin,
Hmm.
uh, but they think that they are so fat.
Hmm.
Then hair that thins, breaks or falls out.
Hmm.
Their hair will be very thin, or they breaks or falls out.
Hmm.
So they'll be having very less. Then dizziness or fainting.
Hmm.
They'll
Dizzy
be
feeling
having
like it's
dizziness
like
or
fainting itself. Dizziness. You'll feel dizzy, which means it's like you feel sleepy or you feel like you will faint and fall right now. That's a dizzy feeling. Okay, then.
then they'll be having dry or yellowish skin. The
Hmm.
skin will be so dry, sometimes yellowish color.
Hmm.
Then intolerance of cold.
Hmm.
They'll be very sensitive to cold, so they won't be able to tolerate.
Hmm.
Then low blood pressure. Their blood pressure will be very low
Hmm.
compared to others.
Hmm.
Their swelling of arms or their arms or legs will be so swelling.
Hmm.
Then insomnia. They
Hmm.
won't be able to sleep properly.
Hmm.
Then dehydration.
Hmm.
Uh, they won't be. drinking
Proper.
much water
They won't drink much
properly.
water. Their body will lack the water content. That is dehydration, right? Then
Then
fatigue.
fatigue, they'll be so tired.
Mm.
Fatigue,
Yeah.
they'll be so tired and uh, they'll be like feeling.
Mm. Okay. Fatigue means the tired feeling. The next slide, please.
Then not maintaining healthy weight.
Mm.
Their weight will always be so low.
Mm.
Then extreme fear of weight gain. They'll be always tensed about the weight gain.
Mm.
Then continuous dieting. They'll always diet.
Mm. Keep on dieting
Then
even if they are
excessive and
very lean. Yeah.
excessive and compulsive exercise. They'll always exercise in order to lose the weight.
Mm.
Then be obsessed with diets, calories, etc. They'll always be obsessed with diets and calories.
Mm.
Then very restricting of what they eat. They'll deny the food.
Mm.
They won't eat the food
Mm.
uh, because they have the fear of eating.
Yes.
Then avoiding food, denying hunger.
Huh.
They always avoid the food or they deny their
Hunger.
hunger. Even though they won't eat.
Yes, even though they get hungry, they tell the others that they are not hungry because they have this fear, constant fear inside them. If they eat even a little bit of food, they'll gain more weight and they'll lose their body shape or whatever. Okay, then
They
last
always
point.
deny developing the rituals regarding food.
Mm.
Uh, they'll develop
Mm, they develop certain food rituals, which means they'll cut a small piece of something and even if they eat, then they'll what if it is fluid types of food, that is the juice or the what do you call the porridge type of things, they'll mix and take containers, they'll measure and take only a small amount if at all they are taking. All these are food rituals. Okay, that's it. So can you conclude on the whole, Sana?
so this disorder.
Hmm. So we talked about such and such disorder. We discussed about such and such topics. So this is the disorder, and thank you. That's it. Outline is there. You fill up the gaps.
So we talked about anorexia nervosa,
Mm-hmm.
their signs and symptoms.
Mm-hmm.
Then that
Mm. Mm. I cannot hear. Then we talked about anorexia nervosa.
uh,
Then. Mm.
then their symptoms and signs
Mm.
and what the person with anorexia nervosa will do. Uh, then
Mm.
that's all.
That's all. Thank you.
Then
Okay, thank you. So that was a good presentation. Well done. You have incorporated most of the things that we have discussed. Only problem with was the technical things. That no problem. We can excuse. Okay, and you have improved a lot from the last presentation. I think, isn't it? Yes, and I hope when we reach the last lap of the course, we'll improve even more and try to gain more confidence in whatever you're speaking. Okay, that's it. Presentation was good. Now, questions, discussions, anything? Or just as a ritual, ask a question. Sana, you ask first.
uh, can you say three symptoms of this disorder?
I cannot say, these guys will say. Symptoms. It's quite evident from anorexia nervosa. Tell the symptoms.
Not eating proper meals,
Hmm.
trying to
Dehydration.
lose weight,
Hmm.
hair loss,
Hmm. Which was the last point, remember, on the slide?
fatigue,
Fatigue. Fatigue means extreme feeling of tiredness. Then,
dizziness or fainting,
hmm. Dizziness or fainting. That's all? Okay, now you guys ask one.
Insomnia.
Insomnia. Elvina's main thing. Insomnia. Hmm. Okay, now you guys ask one question to her, to the presenter, in the form of a doubt or something like that. The topic was clear, no? Presentation was fine? You guys understood? Did she present better than me? She used lots of pictures. That was really effective. Okay. Okay. Then ask one question to her. From whatever she presented, ask one question to her. Fast. We cannot waste time. Yes. Ask any question, any simple question at least.
What about the diagnosis of this anorexia nervosa?
How do we diagnose? How do we understand that the person has a disorder? That's the question, Aishwarya? How do we diagnose that a person has anorexia nervosa? Sana? Hmm. Tell the symptoms, that's the thing. Hmm. Hmm. Louder.
Dry skin, fatigue,
Huh.
insomnia, dehydration,
Hmm.
low blood pressure,
Hmm.
intolerance of cold,
Hmm.
swelling of arms or legs,
Hmm.
dizziness and
Hmm.
fainting,
Hmm. And the most
hair.
important point about food. Okay, that's the
They
highlight.
deny hunger and won't eat food.
Hmm.
Then thin appearance,
Hmm.
their hair will be falling out.
Hmm.
Then being obsessed with diets, calories, excessive exercising,
Hmm.
and developing rituals regarding food, fear of weight gain, and not maintaining healthy weight.
Okay. That's all?
Oh,
Okay, that's enough, no? Very elaborate answer. Yes. So thank you, Sana. Now who's next? Meghna, right? Quickly present. You can share the screen. Hmm? What happened?
So good morning to one and all.
Good
So
morning.
today I'm going to present seminar on bulimia nervosa. So bulimia nervosa is an eating disorder that's marked by binge eating. It's also a life-threatening disorder. and this starts from the age of in teens 15 to 19, and in women it can be 18 or 19. The early 20s are the most at risk, but this disorder is also more happening in older women. The way we can self-diagnose is that we binge eat and we take steps to avoid gain weight, and they like over exercising, fasting, vomiting by putting their finger or self-induced vomiting, and taking laxatives. They always think that they are very fat, but the fact that they are slim, and people may experience like in whole body the dehydration, fatigue, hunger, in mood, anxiety, guilt, mood swings, mouth, bad breath, dental cavities, dryness, then gastrointestinal constipation, heartburn, then menstrual pain. Sometimes there will be absence of menstruation or irregular menstruation. Then we have depression, poor self-esteem, sore thoughts, etc. This also in common. Then the frequent purging can cause dehydration, and this also can lead to the weak muscles and extreme fatigue. And this can throw your electrolytes out of balance and put strain on your heart. And this can cause the irregular heartbeat rhythm. And in some severe cases, weakened heart muscle or heart failure can also be seen. Thank you.
That's all. Okay. Stop screen share. Okay, fine. So, on the whole, give a summary of whatever you presented.
So bulimia nervosa is an eating disorder.
Hmm.
Mainly, it can be seen from teen years and also common in the woman, which
Yes.
in early 20s.
Hmm.
And the seriousness of bulimia nervosa is they avoid eating, but they love to
Hmm.
and but even if they eat, they will self-purge, thinking that they will gain weight.
Hmm.
And sometimes it can be life-threatening by over-exercising, not eating, then taking more laxatives.
Yes.
And by self-induced vomiting, it
Hmm.
can cause dehydration,
Hmm.
fatigue, and hunger, which can lead to a bad health.
Yes.
That's all.
That's all. Okay. So this is like the opposite of anorexia nervosa. Like these people, they are worried about all these things, but they eat, they binge eat, and then purge. Self-induced vomiting happens, and then again, that is because they regret eating so much. So again, they'll diet, and then again they'll have cravings. They'll go binge eat. Again, the cycle continues. That's a picture shown. Just now she showed a picture, no? That's the thing. Okay, questions? Meghna can ask one question to them.
Any one step that we can self-diagnose that we have bulimia nervosa?
What is it? Just now we told. Anyone?
Force yourself to
Hmm?
into vomiting.
That is purging. That's called purging. Self-induced vomiting. Purging. Okay. Now you ask one question. Who will ask? Elvina, ask one question to her.
What kind of help that they receive when they find out that they have this problem, that disorder?
Hmm.
And when they find out, they sometimes don't accept the truth. Then most of them they go to treatment.
Therapy. They need behavior therapy most probably. And for some people, they'll require cognitive also. So basically, we suggest CBT, which is cognitive and behavioral therapy. Next chapter, you'll understand. We learn about all the therapeutic approaches. Okay. Okay, good presentation. Now, I think it's almost time to wind up. So, we'll continue in the next class. Who else is presenting? Amal, Raina, and Sneha, right? Yes? Okay. Fine then. Thank you. And I think tomorrow we don't have the class, so make sure you submit the assignment. Small assignment I gave you, the disorders and movie characters and all those things. We have finished the chapter now, so when you get holidays, you can do it and send it to me. Okay, thank you.